Hello, church family. It's great to be here on this day to give you a devotional out of the book of John. This is a part of last week I had as part of my devotional, and when I ran across it, I couldn't help but meditate on it for several days in a row because it ministered to me. So I thought I'd bring it to you. I've titled this Abide in His Joy, and it's our scripture's found in John 15:9-11. Let's read this. As the Father loved me, I also loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may remain in you, and that your joy may be full. The love is mentioned here in these 3 verses 5 times. The word abide occurs 3 times directly, and 1 time it's inferred by a phrase used, remain in you. And the word joy occurs 2 other times. So breaking these 3 verses down is fairly simple. We have love, abide, and joy. And they are the theme and the markers to direct us to what Christ is telling us here. I don't know about you, but for me, personal relationships have always been the most difficult thing about my walk with the Lord, my daily walk with Him. Just when I think I'm doing great, someone I care about might come up to me, or even someone I don't care about will come up to me and try to steal my joy. The thing is when we think about it that way, in which you think they're taking my joy, it really doesn't work out very well as I try to rectify the situation and bring myself back into joy. As we read here, we discover that there are 2 kinds of joy, and there's 2 kinds of love. There's your love, my love that we try to give, your love that you try to give. And then there's Jesus's love. And there's your love that you try to give out in difficult times, or maybe not, just every day give it out. And, my love that I try to give out to my friends and family. And then there's Jesus's love. Which joy do you depend on, reflect upon during difficult times? Which love do you depend upon to bring about joy in your life during small or even large trials that you're experiencing? Let's read this again, the first part. As the Father loved me, I also loved you. Abide in my love. Jesus is our perfect example for us to follow here. We need to abide in His love, not our own. For many months now, I have been thinking through daily issues of life, interactions with others, and have been asking constantly this one question: what would Jesus do? And what does God tell us in His Gospels that Jesus did as He reacted in similar situations? As I have been doing this for some time, I've noticed that there are many similar situations that Jesus was in that we can find ourselves in. All we have to do is take in His Word and ask Him in prayer, "What would you do, Jesus?" Many times, I find the answer is quite simple. It all boils down to one word: love. Even when Jesus spoke harshly to the religious leaders of His day, it was out of love. But He did it. He loved and protected His Father's reputation and the ears and hearts of His disciples that were hearing and seeing the religious leaders of that day. I can't think of a single area in the Gospels where Jesus didn't act solely and completely out of love. We don't have time to go any further into this verse. It is rich and full of great things that you can embody in your daily walk, and I encourage you to read it again. I will give you a hint here as you do read it again on the word joy. It is very similar to the word love as far as how we've broke it down here. Joy is again, we can ask the question, what would Jesus do? And where do we find our joy? Do we find it in ourselves? In our own strength? Or do we find it in Jesus, as Jesus found His joy in His Father and pleasing His Father? God bless, and I hope you have a wonderful and blessed week.